Finger banging in the worst possible way. Something along the lines of long nails and pistoning like it's a dick. What does porn glorify that actually isn't that great in practice? What up, bro? Thanks for coming to another storytime. I'm Andrew, your host. Since you're here, why not like the video, subscribe and ring the bell button. That way we won't miss any more storytimes together. And if you don't, I'll tell your stepsis you want to bang her. No more fooling around, let's start the stories. Lesbians with terrifying fake nails. Please don't finger me with those nails, I'm scared. Plus I don't understand how that even became a thing, let alone how they avoid horrible life-threatening internal injuries with those. Sex on the beach, sand, or in a pool. Also those standing positions that are not very efficient. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Getting laid in unrealistic scenarios. Thanks for fixing my plumbing issues. How can I ever repay you? Start sucking dick. No bitch, pay me for my work or I'm gonna get evicted. I'm sure there was a Vine like this. Pizza guy walking in, hey, did someone order a pizza? Scantily clad woman, I did, but I don't have any money. Then why the duck did you order a pizza? Pizza guy leaves. Having sex with your stepsister instead of helping her get unstuck from inside the washing machine. The whole time I'm watching I'm like, yeah, this is cool and all, but wait a minute, isn't this basically rape? And oh boy, how about the gymnastics they pull to make sure they aren't actually fetishistic incest? But then there's a video where it's a stepbrother with his stepsister and his stepmother, then you start doing the math and you realize it's a video where a daughter is getting freaky with her mother. It's just weird in my opinion. Surprised it hasn't been said yet, rosebudding. Rosebudding is essentially an anal prolapse. More and more increasingly in porn films, it's becoming way too popular. Rosebudding is seen as something sexy and something that every woman who engages in anal sex should strive to do. It's not sexy, it's not healthy, it requires surgery to fix, and no one should ever try to achieve this or encourage someone else to. Skipping straight to sex. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes all you gotta do is breathe in my direction and I'm ready to go, but most of the time I need foreplay. Lesson of the day: don't underestimate the foreplay, it could change everything. Also stop assuming that if it feels good for you, it must feel good for your partner too. Make sure they're okay with being folded up like a lawn chair before you attempt to do it. I have a theory. I'm a guy and the best sex I ever had were all about 80% foreplay. I think that people who just think it's a 2-minute necessity are just bad at sex. Or rather can't really enjoy it as much. There are just so many things you can do, not to mention it gives you the excuse to experiment with things, positions and the pleasure spots, making everything that much more intense. Shower sex. It's just not all that fun. Water strips away any natural lubricant you might produce, one of you is always going to end up wet and cold, unless you've got an enormous shower, anyway, and the slick floor means that falling is an ever-present possibility. I'm 31, man. I just want to duck in a bed. A nice soft bed with comfortable sheets. The dream. Check out this prude over here. Man, there's nothing that gets my oatmeal boiling like standing in the cold end of the shower with my dong shriveled up to the size of a Mike and Ike. Then having my girl's hair that's loaded with conditioner smack across my nipples like Indiana Jones' bullwhip as I simultaneously dodge her elbows and the sharp razor she's flailing around with the same disregard for personal accountability. All as an angry television preacher shaking his Bible, staring at her bent over like Gollum over a raw fish while she shaves her butthole. I can't stand looking at guys ducking crushing tits. Like they grab them and squeeze the hell out of them and it looks so painful. Titties are not like thigh or ass fat, it hurts like hell if you squeeze them too hard. A week before I get my period my boobs are always so extremely sensitive. Like, it hurts like hell just taking off my bra or bending down to pick something up. I can't even imagine the pain I would feel if someone would crush my boobs like that. Ugh, it gives me chills all over. Most of lesbian porn, my vagina isn't a piece of concrete, please don't jackhammer it with those speared fingers of yours. Also please don't aggressively rub my clit like you're trying to sand it off. Overall, sex in porn is much more eventful in all the wrong ways. Not that regular sex is boring, but it's 100% focused on the insertion of something into someone else. Then moving around a lot and moving into very weird positions. Real sex there is a lot more foreplay, or there absolutely should be, and you're probably not going to switch positions too much. Hair pulling and slapping being a part of nearly every mainstream porn vid you see. Don't get me wrong, I love having my head slammed into the wall on occasion, but if we're just hooking up for the first time and I haven't explicitly said so, what on earth makes you think it's okay to just slap me in the face or rip my hair out? I think a lot of people assume that's just a normal part of sex now. Choking as well. When you start thinking about more extreme BDSM acts, beyond a light spanking, you really need to have a discussion around that with your partner before engaging in that behavior. Also, a safe word. Just straight up incest. I honestly don't think it's really that popular due to the incest. I think the porn industry thinks it's popular, but really they just seem to cast the most attractive people in these sorts of videos, which makes them more popular for that reason. It's also the easiest theme to slap on literally any type of video to make it taboo without it actually being taboo. Like, I saw one titled the other day that was like Dad Duck's hot blonde stepsister. Wait, so is it his stepdaughter or his stepsister? But aside from the maybe 37 seconds of talking at the beginning of the video, it has no effect on the rest of the video unless they keep weirdly mentioning it. Some videos have had it in the title with no mention of it in the video. They don't need to use costumes or a weird set or whatever. Yeah. Never once have I wanted to duck my sister, my half-sister, my mother, daughter, and any of their friends, etc. Closest I've come is perhaps wanting to date a barkeeper that was shaped like most of the women in my family. But that, in itself, felt weird. I don't want to marry my sister or my cousin, nor someone that looks like her. I can't believe this hasn't been said. Sex with children. There is a huge amount of porn where there is a naughty Catholic schoolgirl or a Girl Scout. Yes, the actresses are over 18 years old, but when people think Girl Scouts they think of someone who's 12 years old. The same thing with naughty Catholic schoolgirls. They don't wear those skirts at 18. They are between 10 to 17 years old usually. Not only that, there has been an explosion in recent years of age play. Not just on fringe dark websites. On mainstream porn sites. Porn stars with braces, which is typically associated with kids 12 to 16-ish. Sex scenes in rooms decorated like a child's bedroom. They are pink with kids' sheets with stuffed animals etc. for decorations. There is an increasing amount of thumb sucking in these themed videos, which is associated with children 2 to 5 years old. There is also an increasing number of videos where the actress will wear a diaper and act like she's under 10 years old. That women are super tight and the loud moaning. It's just not like that at all. When I was 16 I was I wanna get laid, it must be awesome, and when I finally did, don't get me wrong, it's awesome, but not what 16-year-old me thought. Porn is unrealistic, be honest. And another thing is shaving your pubic hair. Not everyone is gonna have a bald thing, man, and I can tell you that I know a few guys who like the natural look. That position where the guy is standing up carrying the girl with her arms around his neck and her legs hanging over the crook of his elbow. I'm a pretty strong dude, I lift weights, but I don't care what size girl you are, it just doesn't work very well. From experience, the guy's brain will register his biceps burning more than any sensation he gets from his crotch. He's gotta make sure to maintain balance so as not to injure either person, and to top it all off, the increased exhaustion will affect performance. Just picture trying to maintain a curl of 45 pounds dumbbells on each arm for more than a few minutes. That's basically what that position is. Designer labia. It's common for porn actresses to undergo cosmetic surgery on their labia to look Barbie doll perfect, which ends up making a not insignificant number of women feel insecure about themselves, since theirs obviously don't look that way. Nobody talks about this, but almost every girl I've ever tried to go down on stopped me BC they didn't like their bodies. Can't tell y'all how much I hate that crap. Labia come in all different shapes, sizes, hell most aren't even symmetrical, but they're all perfect. The worst looking vulvas are still nicer than the prettiest scrotums, and that is the hill I will die on. Source notes. The American College of Gynecologists and Obstetricians, ACOG, study in 2019 that interviewed 124 women seeking labiaplasty and 50 women who were not control group. Although fewer than half of either group claimed that they had never seen porn, other studies strongly suggest that many subjects in such surveys are ashamed to admit to viewing pornography. Overall, 58% of the former group claim that pornography was an influential factor in their desire for surgery. Loud, bombastic, over-the-top sex. Some people are loud, some people like it rough, and some people are really aggressive, but not nearly as many as porn portrays. Not every guy has a 10-inch horse cock, and not every woman is a wanton slut dying to consume aforementioned cock. Most sex is tentative, clumsy, and vulnerable. If it doesn't feel like your sex life is a constant porno, that's probably a good thing. But too many people, especially younger folks, don't know that. I know it's cheap to blame a larger social problem on porn, but it sure ain't helping.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.